Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's episode. Let me just put this chair forward because I film in my car and the GoPro that I film on always seems to capture every little thing. In this video, I'm going to talk all about forgiveness and how to forgive people that have hurt you. And on top of that, how to wish people well even after they've hurt you, or to not let what they did impact your present moment and impact how you feel and take over your emotional range. But before that, make sure to like and subscribe so you keep up to date. I post videos every single Sunday. So let's begin. Ever since I was a young girl, I've always struggled with forgiveness. I believed that forgiveness was something that could not be granted, because if I was to grant forgiveness, it would mean that they got away with it and they've got the upper hand and that I've lost, and that if I don't hold on to this anger, if I don't hold on to this resentment, then they're not being punished. That's what I really thought. This is a trait that I'm working on the most, if I'm being real with you, because I really struggle to let go of grudges. That's the one thing that I really struggle with. I just take everything so personally, and if you watch my content, you probably resonate with this feeling as well. Like, if someone's hurt you, even if it wasn't meant to hurt you, you almost make it personal. There have been situations where someone's actions have hurt me, even though those actions were not ill-intended, but it still hurt me. And I had to really, I don't know, the emotions that you feel that come from when someone hurts you in a really deep way, and it's even worse if it triggers a fear of yours. Like, my biggest thing is I find it very hard to trust people. The only person that I can really trust in this world is myself, to really pull through for myself, to be there for other people, to be loyal. Like, I feel like I'm the only person that can pull up for myself. And I may be a bit delusional, but I see the best in people. And I think that everyone thinks the way that I think, which is already mistake number one. And so when people hurt me in ways that I could never fathom of me hurting them, I tend to have this sort of resentment that just never ever goes away. Even if I've cut off the connection and I've had the discussion and they've apologized, that feeling of pain, of hurt, of betrayal, whatever pain it is, it's always there. And so in this video, I just want to debunk, like, how do we move from this highly emotional state where we're very reactive, where we're very triggered, where when the memories come up, we can easily numb ourselves with going on social media, binge eating, binge drinking, smoking, doing drugs, whatever it is, stopping that kind of response. One of the concepts that's really helped me start to forgive other people and to let them go within my body is to understand that forgiveness is not the final destination. A lot of the times forgiveness is for yourself, and it's actually your relationship with self-compassion, because when you're forgiving someone else that's hurt you, what essentially you're saying is, like, I forgive them and I release myself from the pain. And what we get wrong is that we think that once we forgive someone, the pain is gone and it never ever comes back up and it never sprouts up again. But that couldn't be further from the truth. And we beat ourselves up because we think, oh, we've forgiven them, why do we feel the way that we feel? And then we get angry at ourselves, and then we get back into that negative feeling state. So the first thing I want you to understand is that forgiving someone is a gradual process, and it's a journey that you'll have to go on, and it takes its own time. It has its own timeline. I cannot tell you how long it's going to take for you to be fully healed and to fully forgive someone. But what I can tell you is that when you extend self-compassion to yourself and go, you know what, I was really hurt by this person, but I'm really hurting myself now by holding onto resentment and anger and hurt that this person has caused me. Like, I'm really holding onto that and I'm poisoning myself. I've been screwed over by partners, friends, co-workers, you name it. I've been through it. And sometimes when I'm having a good day, it's always the worst when you're having a great day and then all of a sudden an intrusive thought comes in. I don't know why the mind does that, but an intrusive thought comes in and you're just like, oh my God, I remember that time she did this like 15 years ago. And you're like, oh my God, I remember that time in high school and blank, whatever memory it is. And it can be really triggering. It can be really, really triggering. I remember the other day, I was having a great day actually, and then my high school bully, I don't know, she came into my mind, and I remember the hurt and the pain that she put me through, kind of basically just bullying me and spreading rumors and isolating me from the friendship group. And I remember the pain, and it felt so raw. It felt like I was back in year 10. seriously, it felt like I was back in year 10. And old Vanessa would have easily just gotten angry, gotten frustrated, and really reacted to the emotion. But instead, I decided to sit with myself and embrace self-compassion. And I decided to get curious and be like, okay, why is this coming back up again? Why is this coming back up again? I'm very curious about you. And honestly, the emotion just wanted to be seen. You know, I think the version of myself that was in year 10 was someone that came out in that moment that was like, I just need comfort from you right now. And I gave her comfort. And I was like, you know what they did was wrong. That wasn't fair. I know that wasn't fair, but it's made you into the person that you are today. Like, I truly believe all the experiences that I've gone through in life have made me the person that I am today. I wouldn't be who I am, sharing what I know about forgiveness, if I didn't go through painful experiences that evoked my ability to forgive, but never forget. And so I sat with myself, I felt the emotions, and then the emotions went after 2 minutes. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to Facebook search this girl. And I Facebook searched the girl and I looked at her face. And usually I can get triggered if I see a person's face, especially if they've hurt me or there's a painful memory attached to them. But I honestly looked at her face and I was like, wow, like I feel so calm. And I feel so detached. Like emotionally, I was basically like neutral. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, the more that I approach this work and the more that I approach forgiveness from this way, and the more that I expose myself like this, instead of running away from my emotions, instead of repressing the memories, instead of running away from myself, I actually gave myself the compassion and the love and the understanding that I would have expected my parents to do for me if I was a kid. So that's the first thing that I wanted to touch on, that forgiveness is a journey. Forgiveness is not the nail in the coffin. Forgiving someone doesn't mean that you're not going to feel or remember the painful memories again. And if they do come up, it's an opportunity for you to release more of that pent up emotion, because not everything's going to come up at once. The second thing that I really want to touch on is really understand your mortality. This really helped me to let go of a lot of painful experiences and a lot of pent up emotion. But I imagine myself on my deathbed. I'm laying down and like I've got like a minute left. And I think to myself, okay, is this something that I'm going to remember or hold on to as I'm actively dying? Am I actually going to actively hold on to the pain, the resentment, the she did that and he did that, and or am I going to reflect on all the memories that I created, all the friendships that I had, all the relationships, all the loves that I've gone through, conquered, lost? What am I actually going to remember at the end of my life when I'm dying? And when I sat with myself, I did not really give a shit about who wronged me and who hurt me. All I cared about was the memories that I made on this earth and the impact that I made. Even talking about it makes me cry, because I know that like if I was to die soon, I'd be so proud of the stuff that I'm creating with my life. Like the fact that I'm doing this YouTube video, creating content, coaching clients, the thought that my last few moments would be, I didn't think I was gonna cry, but to think that my last few moments would be me holding on to resentment and anger towards people who have hurt me just didn't sit right with me. And then I was thinking, you know what? If that's the case, why am I letting it happen in my life? Why did I let it happen in my life up to that point? And so that really helped me let go of this need for revenge, or this need to inflict pain, not to actually go and inflict pain, but to wish them to hold in that resentment and that guilt by not forgiving them, so then they know how it feels like to experience the pain that they put on me. But at the end of the day, what I realized is that you're only hurting yourself by holding onto this pain. The other person is not affected at all. The other person is living their life. The person that hurt you is probably living their life. They're probably not even thinking about you for more than a second. You probably don't even exist in their reality anymore. I had to really sit down with myself and be like, they're not thinking about how they hurt me, and I'm here thinking about how they hurt me and how they should feel bad. Who's suffering at the end of the day? Me. It's only me. The next time that you're struggling with forgiveness and you've gone through feeling the feelings and you still, no matter what, seem to get triggered, ask yourself, is this really what you want to remember your life by? When you reflect back on your life, do you want to remember the good times, the memories, the friendships, the goals that you achieved, all the times you spent with your family and your friends and your lover? Or do you want to remember basically nothing but that pain and resentment that you held on to from years and years ago? It's your choice. But what I'll tell you now is that once I put that into perspective, everything changed. And I started to let go and truly let go and surrender. And the last thing that I want to touch on that would be a great perspective shift for you is to understand that if they were meant to be in your life, they would still be in your life. If there was a chance of it being repaired, it would be repaired, but it's not. And so what you need to understand is that even though it hurts a lot what they did and what they put you through, understand that God, the universe, whoever it is, they had to do what they did to make you feel all this pain, so then you had to leave that situation for your highest good. Let me share with you guys a story. I used to work as an art teacher in Byron Bay, and I loved that job so much. It didn't pay me much. I barely had any shifts, but I loved that job so much. I loved teaching kids and I loved teaching adults. It was basically me being a party entertainer where I get to drink wine and paint. And I knew that by doing this, I'd be fighting for shifts because they hired a lot of art teachers, but there wasn't many classes available. So I remember I would expend all my energy into like monitoring the group chat. If anyone was wanting to give up a shift, I was already on it. And I genuinely, looking back now with the gift of hindsight, I realize now that I think the universe made me screw up so badly that the boss had to fire me so then I could focus on my business. And I remember my last payslip was 555, the angel number 555, or maybe it was 444, which I've got on my wrist there. I know I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but it's one of those things, like, it really drives the point where if someone's hurt you and they've left your life, there's a reason why they've left your life. I'm not justifying the pain that they put you through or what they did, but what I'm saying is that they had to leave in such a painful way for you never to reconnect and go back there, so then you can grow and develop and evolve. Because I don't think I would have left that art job, but the universe knew that if it did not forcefully remove me from that art class, like, I screwed up so bad. I don't know what. I basically did something that I wouldn't have done if I wasn't distracted by so many kids. Basically, it was a fireable offense, okay? Essentially, at the end of the day, it was a fireable offense, and I definitely cannot go back there at all and get a job at all. I am in their bad books. Reason why I wanted to share this story is because, yeah, there are people that are going to be removed from your life in a way that is so painful. You're going to ask, why God, why universe did she or he or they have to hurt me so bad that there's not even any room for discussion, any room for a conversation, any room, like, there's no other option but no contact. There's no other option but for them to leave my life or me to leave their life. There's a reason for it. And sometimes it has to be so painful for you to realize that they're not meant to be in your life, or that that's their true colors. And that's what I learned. A lot of people that I've had to let go of hurt me so badly, like, I could not even if they apologized and did all the things that I needed them to do for me to forgive them, it wouldn't be enough because the pain is so deep. There is a benefit to what you're going through. Of course, I'm not saying you deserve to go through the painful experiences that are inflicted on you by other people, but when you can see that perspective shift of, like, that painful thing happened, I lost someone that I thought was a friend, but over time, I realized that they actually were a negative influence, or they were holding me back. And then on top of that, I'm learning the lesson of forgiveness and not holding on to grudges and being able to let go and, like, come back into my personal power. Everything you go through in life is a lesson for you either to stay stuck or to grow. It's an opportunity, it's a lesson, it's a task if you're willing to see it that way. And so see forgiveness as a spiritual task, more that you can learn how to forgive yourself for maybe being friends with them, for maybe ignoring the red flags, and, you know, when they hurt you, you're like, oh shit. When you're able to forgive yourself and show yourself that compassion, you will find that you will easily be able to forgive and show compassion to other people. Like I said again, forgiveness does not mean letting someone off the hook. It means letting you off the hook. So I don't know why there's so many loud cars, but please ignore if you heard engines. Anyways, that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going after a more slower type of form of content because, I don't know, this week has been very hectic for me personal life wise. It's not been a slay. Going to a car crash on Friday. My friend's in hospital right now. My other friend has to go do endo surgery in India, and I've got to do a GoFundMe. I had a fight with another friend. I just forgave another friend. Like, there's just so much going on in my life. So it's just why my mood isn't that great, but alias discipline and consistency is one of my top things that I really want to work on. So here we are. And if you watched the video before this, I had a big fight with my friend who basically made jokes about my business, my passion, my purpose, and I got really agitated and I kind of blew up at him because I was like, you don't joke about my business. You can joke about me, but you can't joke about my business. That's one thing where I put my heart and soul into, and I won't let anyone make jokes about it. So I had a conversation with him. He said that he was really sorry. That he does this with all his mates. He didn't know that with me, I took my personal business very seriously. And then he realized that he could joke around with his friends, but his friends didn't have their own businesses. And he realized that he basically was making fun of my business, which was, of course, a very big extension of me that I don't want anyone to make fun of, because it's my business, my passion is my purpose. So he apologized, I forgave him, and now we're friends. And this is the basis of this video. This is the inspiration of this video. So I just edited my video and I realized that the end part of my recording where I'm saying goodbye is like just not there. And I don't know why. So this is just me jumping in to just say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that support me. And even if you don't watch my videos, I love when you share them, when you talk about them with your friends. I really, really, really appreciate even the tiniest bit of a little bit of a mention, because yeah, I put a lot of work into the content that I create, and I hope that it impacts, even if it's just one person. I'm so annoyed that I literally don't have the footage because I don't like filming in my bedroom. Like, look, I've got like little Polaroids and little soaps and my little water bottle just there, my little tissues there. But this video is for forgiving people who have left your life. My friend, I love him to death. He made a mistake. I forgave him. We talked about it. It's all good. It's not for people like that. There are situations where you can come back from, you can forgive and you can heal and you can establish boundaries. But there are other situations where forgiveness is possible, but at the same time, them being in your life is not possible anymore. That is what the video is more in relation to. So if you have any questions, please make sure to write it down below or DM me at Thriving with Vanessa, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Bye, guys.